Welcome, adventurers. Today we're playing the latest game from Two Little Mice, and that is, of course, Outgunned Adventure. This is basically a different take on their Outgunned RPG, where it's more in the lines of Indiana Jones, The Mummy, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, that type of thing. Kind of gives you a little more adventure. People are going to say that it's kind of a new edition of an existing game that they put out a few years ago, and I'd say that that's probably a good way to kind of look at it. I think the Rico and Simone have kind of evolved as game designers, so I'm really excited to see what they do with this director's cut version with the Outgunned Adventures. So we've got a really great cast tonight, so feel free to stick around. If you're a fan of Outgunned and of Two Little Mice, make sure to hit that like button down below. And if you want to see more actual plays like this, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We love to feature all sorts of talented tabletop designers and publishers here at Victory Condition Gaming. So stick around. We're going to be playing Outgunned Adventure. Hey everyone, welcome to Victory Condition Gaming. My name is Doug. We're playing Outgunned Adventure. This game is coming to Backer Kit on May 29th. Pretty sure that's the day. If you are excited and if you're interested in everything that we're showcasing here today, make sure to hit the link in the description of this video. That'll bring you right to their Backer Kit campaign page, and you can follow along. And then that way you're alerted as soon as the campaign goes live. And if it's anything like the original Outgunned RPG in that campaign, then I'm sure that you definitely not want to miss out on this Outgunned Adventure campaign. So with that being said, let's bring our cast on for tonight, and we'll maybe get some adventuring going on. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you giving your time to come on. M is joining us. Thank you so much, M, from Level 1 Geek.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be at Victory Condition.
We appreciate it. And of course, the two of the few members of Two Little Mice, and that is, of course, Rico and Simone. Gentlemen, thank you again for coming on the show, and we're excited to feature this new iteration of Outgunned that you've got coming to crowdfunding here pretty soon.
Thank you for having us here, as usual.
Do you want to tell folks a little bit about Outgunned Adventure before we hop in? Did I do an adequate job of explaining the product line for folks that are interested in this new iteration of Outgunned?
I think you did a terrific job, and yes, as you were saying, we are great fans of the pulp adventure genre, and especially the Mummy 1999 classic. We are celebrating 25 years of the Mummy this year, and it was such an important movie for us growing up, and it was also the base for some of the stuff in Household, oddly enough. But people who knows us, there's a lot of reference to the Mummy in Household as well. And yeah, we already did a game before the pandemic, or beginning of the pandemic, that was Broken Compass.
Beginning of the pandemic.
And then we did Outgunned, and now we are bringing back the pulp adventure in Outgunned with this what we call a genre book that is called Outgunned Adventure. So basically, the idea is how we want to evolve the line from now on is this kind of genre books that are basically huge expansions for. So if you are familiar with, for example, I don't have it here. I only have Action Flick, but with World of Killers, I know, Doug, you are very familiar with World of Killers.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, Doug is one of the characters inside this book, so it's deep in, I would say. And Yeah, in respect of World of Killer, Outgunned Adventure and all these trunk book are going to be bigger, so bigger expansions are going to give you more possibilities and also variation of the rules to do some stuff, easily or in a different way. But they are also going to be standalone, so you can play Outgunned Adventure without the core book. And this form of accessibility is one of our focus right now. Like we already did Project Medusa, and we played the first shot with you and Jason. And Project Medusa, you can play it without the core book, just with the quick start rules. And now we want to do some expansion that you can play without the core books, with thinner rules, I would say, with smaller rules for some stuff.
It has a different focus as a game. So of course you have bigger rules for important things for adventure, but a lot lighter rules for what concern the actions. Of course, if you have both the original core book and Outgunned Adventure, you have a lot of things. You can mix and match, and you can choose what type of tools to use best in your session. This is something we love to do. Just make tools that you can combine together to obtain your perfect type of rules inside the director's cut system, of course.
I love that. It's kind of like almost like a starter set, almost like how it's like some companies put out starter sets, but you're doing it as like a booklet to kind of like, hey, here you go. This is kind of the pared down rules to get you started and running, and then here's a nice little not a nice little adventure. They're actually pretty long adventures there in that Project Medusa booklet. So I really I like that. I like that approach. And for those that are kind of thinking about these genre books, think of it almost like how Edge Studio does it with Star Wars, where they have a core book for each of the different factions in Star Wars, where you have like the Rebel Alliance, you have the smugglers. Like each one of them is kind of a standalone thing, and you can kind of merge them all together if you wanted to. And I love that. I love the fact that you're taking that and kind of doing it with the director's cut. I think that's a really smart move.
I think that we are moving really fast. This whole sector, all the RPG industry is going really, really fast. A lot of stuff on Kickstarter, on BackerKit, etc. So it's important to have a line that people can hop on at any point.
Yep.
That you are not gatekeeping since they missed the first campaign or whatever. So that's the idea moving forward.
I love it.
And of course,
all right.
Had to be adventure. So
sure. All right. At this point, let's. I'm just going to condense the show over and throw it over your way over to Italy, and you can now take the director's chair from over there, and we'll just let you start this adventure.
Thank you. So today we are going to play the first shot of a mini campaign that is called The Fall of Atlantis, and this campaign is the one. This shot is the one that you can find on the quick start. So feel free to play it with your friend after tonight. So first of all, let me introduce you our three adventurers for tonight. First of all, we have Jason O'Connor, which is going to be played by Simone. And Jason O'Connor is our Daredevil, and the Daredevil is the role for all of the adventurers who like, to use their muscles and dive headfirst into adventure. And the trope for this character is the reluctant hero. So he's kind of the guy who is, destined to be a hero, but it kind of doesn't want to play the part. Then we have our captain, Alaska Everhart. The captain is our nerve-based role, and it's the role for leaders, but also for sea wolves and aviators like our Alaska. And the trope that Emily is going to play tonight is the dreamer. So someone who is, going to adventure for a personal dream, or for love, or for, spirit of adventure. And last but not least, we have our professor. And Doug is going to play Professor Raymond Suri, Troop the Cowardly Lion. So he's going to, that kind of character that usually runs adventure, but tonight he's going to dive headfirst into adventure with the other two. Hopefully, I don't know, Doug. Are you up for the challenge?
I mean, absolutely. I'm here for this
Yes.
adventure.
You are the professor, so you're basically the only one who knows what's happening.
So
It's a lot of
first,
pressure, Doug.
yeah,
That is way too much pressure.
I'm just here for the thrill.
and just to give a little preview of the system, for those of you who knows Outgunned, there is a resource called adrenaline, and you can spend adrenaline to have one additional dice or to perform some of your feats. In Outgunned Adventure, you don't have adrenaline, but you have luck. Luck work the same way as adrenaline for you, but it's different in the way I will reward you with luck so it's different from adrenaline in that sense. And also luck will allow you to use some special feat, like that was close of Jason, or I did it on purpose, I believe it's called in English. No, I meant to do that, a feat of the professor. But I don't want to spoil too much. They're going to see. One question before we begin. Okay, so our adventures begin with you guys traveling to Greenland, looking for the treasure of Eric the Red. And your contact, Professor Wheelock, has given you this mission to find the treasure of Eric the Red, legendary Viking explorer of the died around the year 1000, to give you an idea. And also Professor Wheelock has given you a key, which is a very important artifact. It's called the Odin's Key. And some of you, the key is basically a metal disc carved with the name of Odin, the 4 rune that compose the name of Odin. And at the center of this metal disc, there is a thin layer of stone, so thin that you can see the light through it. So it's like some alabaster or some kind of translucent stone. The first question for you before we begin is, who is carrying the key? Because one of you has the key on themselves. So it's going to be the daredevil, it's going to be the captain, or the professor.
I'm kind of feeling Raymond. You know the most about this sort of thing.
I mean, I could possibly know quite a bit about this thing. That I mean, I'll carry it with me for sure.
Surely Professor Suri is the best suited to use the key. I don't know if he is the best to hold on to the key, but we'll see. But that's a usual response. So this shot begins in Greenland. You are hanged at the wall of this huge icy mountain. You have your winter clothes. You have your climbing gear, and you are climbing on top of this mountain that seems endless. Wind is blowing on your face, and there is a point in which you think that this research will just go nowhere because you are climbing and climbing and climbing and you never seem to reach the height of this mountain. But Professor Willock was, sure about his research, is sure that you are going to find the tomb of Eric the Red, legendary Viking explorer, who actually discovered Greenland. You should find the tomb of Eric the Red on top of this mountain. And in fact, luckily enough for you, when you finally reach the top of this mountain and you try to, crawl your way into the ice that covers the mountain, you, let's say, Jason, you are going first.
Of course.
You can, I believe, you can finally put your eyes on something extremely weird. On the top of this mountain, there is a Christian tomb, a kind of a small mausoleum made of stone that is completely covered in ice, like it's kind of pressed into the mountain and covered in ice. So it seems that you finally reached your destination.
Of course, as soon as I, being the first, saw this kind of mausoleum, I try to shout to be heard by the other two over this huge wind, and talk to Raymond, say, "Hey, Professor, you see? It seems we found the tomb of your dear friend." I'm very happy, of course.
I'll be like, "Well done, Jason. Thank you so much for leading the way. I could have totally led the way up this mountain, but you did such a great job. I appreciate you doing that for us."
And you are, I believe, Alaska, you are closing the line. So
Definitely.
Jason helps Raymond up, and Raymond possibly will help you up. Finally, all three of you can see this kind of amazing view, this unbelievable view, this Christian mausoleum that's just on the top of a mountain in Greenland.
Wow, that was quite the climb. How do you think they even got him up here?
I don't know. I don't want to think about it. I just kept on looking up, and I wasn't going to look down. That's for sure.
Yeah. Vikings. Some people, right? I don't know nothing about history. But please, Laska and Professor, follow me. These things are always full of old things, of trapped and things like this. Not that I am used to go through tomb of ancient population, but just for safety. I try to go first very carefully and see if there is something catchy amongst the ice. I think that it's completely covers this structure.
But you can see that there is basically what looks like a giant tombstone, this kind of vertical stone that is trapped in ice, and on the stone there is a reading covered in snow that's actually quite difficult to read, but of course you guys can go check it.
Can I go up to the is it encased in ice, or is it actually open? Can I actually touch it?
Open. Yeah, you can touch it. It's like, got ice all over, but you can interact with it.
Can I take, and I don't know if I have this in my gear or not, but can I actually take like a rubbing of the tombstone, like putting a piece of paper up and then just kind of, I don't know if folks are familiar with like gravestone, like restoration, all that, but usually when you're when you're looking at like an old tombstone, usually you take like a rubbing, you take like chalk or something and get like an impression of like what it is. And I kind of want to take that for, my records, and I want to put like a piece of tissue paper up and kind of rub it so I can have like an impression of this tombstone for my records.
So yeah, it's actually, you can remove the eyes, and it's pretty easy since this is carved in stone. You can start to, draw, basically. I don't know how to say it in English,
Yep.
but yes, you're making a copy of this tombstone. And what you see, first of all, it's words in Latin. There is an inscription that says, let me check so I don't. Sicut vixi ego relinquo. I'm going to write it out for you. I don't know if you're familiar with you, if you know your Latin in Vermont, but and so, and just under this inscription, you start to draw what looks like a circle, and then this circle has some kind of runes inscripted in it. So it's the same shape of the Odin's key you are carrying.
I'm going to take out the Odin's key and kind of compare the two. Is there any difference between the two at all?
They are apparently identical. So same shape. So you have the key, and on the tombstone is what appears to be a keyhole.
Raymond, it would appear that you need this ice removed. Maybe that's our first order of business, is to get rid of what's blocking our way.
Quite possibly, yes. I'll put the Odin's key back in my my knapsack.
When we have our climbing axes, I bet we can maybe chisel some of this ice off, at least around here. And can I try to like take my axe and like pop it in a little bit and start prying away the ice?
Yes, but I will ask you but you can roll whatever skill you want, because it's this is what we call an action roll. So you have agency. I would probably say that it's something on the line of brawn plus dexterity, because it's going to need a little bit of muscle. It's going to be a little, it's
precise, yes,
fragile. But you can suggest your favorite skill or attribute.
I was wondering if I could possibly do brawn and fix, because I want to make sure that I'm not going to like break it at all. And I've got a pretty good fix skill.
Makes sense to me.
Hey, I'm going to go ahead and roll 5 dice. We'll see what happens. Oh, okay. I have 1 pair. So
1 pair.
1 set.
So you
a basic success, I think is what it's called.
Basic success. You can keep it, or of course you can re-roll it. You don't have, I believe, any free re-roll in, taking care of ice. But you can risk it, or you can keep the basic success. That's up to you.
Don't be afraid to re-roll,
says
the chat.
I'm terrified to re-roll. What if I lose my only success? I'll keep with a basic success.
You keep at the basic. Okay. So you start smashing with your ice axe or the gear that you have. You start smashing down the ice. But at the second hard hit that you give to the ice, you see that there is a little something that is trembling. I would say the ice, it's like, let's say there is a risk that it might collapse. So it's your choice to keep digging or to stop. But with a basic success, I would say that you are aware of the situation. This is, and also there's something weird about it. the fact that removing the ice is making this unstable, because there is a whole mountain of ice. So
Mhm. There is a moment where Alaska pauses. Her hand is like kind of feeling the tremble of this ice. Her axe is up, and she's like, maybe I shouldn't hit this one more time. And then she realizes she's not a quitter. Everything is going to be fine. And she hits it one more time.
Of course.
I will give you one luck, because as always, luck favors the brave. So when you do something daring, you deserve a luck. So that's one more luck.
Amazing.
And the fact that you are acting bravely doesn't mean that this is going to be a smart move, by the way. But luck is on your side. So you see that she clearly she hit something, and that the structure started to tremble a little bit, and she's like, she should stop, but she doesn't, and she gave another hit to the ice. So basically, yeah, I see. By the way, that's how you are supposed to play the game. So thank you, Emily.
Perfect.
You see that the eyes start kind of go down in big chunks. Like that. There's I don't know, how do you call it when there's a crack?
Crack.
It starts to expand, and there is a chunk of ice that are following, and then the tomb is revealed. You see the structure perfectly removed from this ice cage, and nothing happens. It's just there.
Alaska, great job. Can I
Thank you.
go on to like try to decipher what the Latin is on the tombstone?
Yeah, make me a roll in culture. Focus plus culture.
Culture.
Yeah.
I don't. Where's culture on this sheet?
It's no, sorry.
No, yes.
No, it's that's in household. It's called culture.
Household is culture.
Oh.
Not okay.
I was like, I don't think that's. So it's no.
By the way, that was one of
that was
tricks.
my test.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You passed the test.
Nice. All right. Let's. I have one. I have a basic success, so I have one pair.
Is that enough for you? Could be enough.
Yeah, I think that's good enough for me.
Okay, I think you have the archaeology fit.
Yeah.
So
I have a free reroll, so I could reroll that and see what I can add to it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that actually makes it a 3 of a kind.
Oh.
Okay, I will tell you 3 things. First of all, this inscription means, as I lived, so I depart. Sicut vixi agora linquo. And you start to think a little bit on this quote. As I lived, so I depart. And then you look at this mausoleum, and you look at the Odin's key that you have in your hand. Do you notice anything weird about these 2 things together?
Maybe I noticed. So you said that it looks exactly like the Odin's key that I have in my hand,
and it's
Does
into a Christian mausoleum. And it's also written in Latin. But
so many thoughts. I'm dying over here. Okay,
All right,
so
all right.
here's a question
I'll let
for
you-
you. Here's a question for you. Is that made of the same translucent stone that's in the middle of the Odin key?
No, it's just a hole shaped like the Odin key.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Is it the same
So-
size?
Yeah.
So I have this envision in my head where the professor's so smart that he's looking at it and he's like analyzing the Odin's key and the hole and everything, and he's not quite putting it together. And Alaska just comes over and like puts the key in the hole for him, and like just like, dude. That's kind of how I envision it going down.
Do you want to do this, Alaska? Emily?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, she's like, the square peg goes in the square hole, just like this.
I would say
I feel like the professor. Yeah, I feel like the professor's maybe too smart for his own good sometimes, and just kind of gets bogged down in all like the decisions that could happen.
I would say that since you have a critical success in no, the moment you are looking, you're not frozen. You're thinking, because Eric the Red wouldn't probably write in Latin, and of course you are holding a Odin amulet, so we are talking about Nordic, religion, and that doesn't quite fit with the Christian mausoleum you have in front of you. So there might be something weird going on here, and as a professor, I think you got a hunch that something. But then came Alaska, and I think that's going to be the name of the shot. And then came Alaska. Look, Professor, it's so easy. And she puts the key, and the moment she puts the key in the mausoleum, that's it. The mountain itself starts to crumble, and basically everything, the mausoleum and the mountain, collapses on you. So you are kind of in the middle of this little earthquake. And that was clearly not the right things to do. But everyone, please make your first dangerous reaction roll it's a critical roll in brawn and stunt to see if you can survive the earth.
Okay, that gives me.
That's my moment to shine. I know. Not so much.
Professor, why? How?
I basically knew that was going to happen because things didn't line up. So I kind of braced myself in advance, that knowing that was probably not the right move.
Critical success for me.
I have a basic success, so I think I might push it. I might reroll.
Because right now you need a critical. It's a dangerous roll. So if you settle for a basic, you are only going to lose 2 grit instead of 3. But if you reroll and get a critical, you are not going to lose any grit. So
Let's try it. I believe in it. I believe in Alaska. Alaska's got this. Alaska did not have this. That was a fail.
No.
Okay. So what happens is basically.
Oh, but I do have a free reroll versus traps. Is this a trap?
Yeah, that's a trap actually.
Okay, so that counts as
so I
a free
just have a
reroll,
basic.
and you don't lose your first basic success, which is
Perfect.
better than nothing.
So that's something. But Raymond, you only had a 3 of a kind.
Right.
So if you want to take the key with you, this is something new in Outgunned Adventure. This is called the key, equipment. So if you want to take the key at the last moment and you don't have your basic success to grab the key, you got to lose 1 grit in order to keep the object. So it's like this is an object so important that it kind of shares your hit points.
I think it does. So I'm gonna keep it, and I'll take the grit. Yep.
1 less grit for Raymond, 2 grit loss for Alaska. Basically, Raymond and Jason, you manage to jump from this the top of this mountain, and Alaska, you are more like sliding, your way through the side of the mountain. Luckily for you, just a couple of 100 meters below you, there's water. There's the Atlantic Ocean. Because on the other side of this mountain, there is like a huge cliff. So this roll saved your life as you dived into the ice cold waters of Greenland. But as you go down and you re-emerge from the waters, what you see, Professor Raymond, in front of your eyes is the entrance of an underwater cave. And that makes perfectly sense because, as you know, Professor, Eric the Red was a Viking, a true Viking who died the way he lived. So it only makes sense that he was buried at sea.
Sure.
So
I guess that's a way in order to find the real entrance of the two. Great job, Alaska.
Alaska's like, I knew they didn't bring the body up here. It didn't make sense.
she did say it at the beginning. Why they would do that? So yeah, common sense, everybody.
Yes, all that climbing was for nothing, but it's for the adventure itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So should we swim in here? Is this like a place we can swim into? I imagine we're so cold.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start swimming towards the cave, and I'm just gonna kind of like flail a little bit. I'm definitely not a smooth swimmer, that's for sure.
Yeah, but it's the clothing, Raymond.
Exactly.
So, guys, you swim your way through this dark entrance, and at a certain point, there is enough ice in the water that you can finally, climb your way out of the icy waters of the Atlantic Ocean, and now you are finally there where Professor Willock wanted you to be, at what is possibly the entrance of the tomb of Eric the Red. Only, unfortunately for you, it's wet, it's cold, and it's dark.
Yes.
So there's that.
So as soon as we are above water and on solid, more or less solid ground this time, I'm starting to looking for something to make a torch with, some fire, I don't know, some wood, some piece of cloth, some ancient skeleton with something we can use or whatever, just to add us some light.
Okay, and you guys are with Jason, or you want to look around, or
I think I want to keep an eye on Jason just because I know that he might get us into trouble because he kind of does that every once in a while. He gets into things that he probably shouldn't, except for maybe Alaska does too every here and there. But
I think that while Raymond's watching Jason and Alaska's shivering, but crying's not going to get us anywhere about being cold. So she's just going to start working. And so she's going to start like wandering a little bit deeper and seeing what she can find, just like shivering, her teeth are chattering together as she's trying to warm herself up a little bit and not succeeding very well.
That's tough. So Jason, roll me for detect and focus, of course, as you're looking.
That's my best kind of skill. Two of a kind.
Okay.
I'll keep it.
Okay. And Alaska, can you make me a roll for cool and nerds?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's
That'll
cool.
be 5 dice between cool and nerves. I got a basic success. Oh, I got actually 2 basic successes. Is that
Okay.
anything?
Yeah, it's not better than 1, but it means that you can perform 2 different, small action if you want.
Right.
But all good for you because Jason, you look around and Raymond is with you, and you can't seem to find anything that works for you other than some old pieces of wood that would most likely not, take fire, be useful for a torch. But there's definitely some life around because you find these, pieces of wood. While Alaska, at a certain point, you hear something like calling up to you, touching your shoulder in the dark. And you probably think it's Raymond or something like that. But when you turn around, it's actually the mummified, I would say, from the ice body of an old Viking, like we're talking skeleton Viking with the helmet and the non-historical horns and all the rest. And he's kind of like looking at you with these absent eyes. But you have 2 basic success, so you're not impressed. I was hoping for, but yeah, you got yourself.
I think
a
she'll
bite.
jump a little bit and then found something, Raymond. I think this one's for you. Do you guys get a fire going? I'm freezing over here.
So Raymond, can you face the bike? He's dead. I mean, it's not that dangerous. So
I mean, I'll. You said Alaska's like a little ways away from us.
yeah, it's
So I'll kind of start walking her way, but I'm still kind of keeping an eye on Jason because I think Jason's like putting a fire together. Is that what I'm taking, or is he like
Right.
putting a torch? Yeah. I'm gonna kind of keep an eye, and as I'm walking towards Alaska, I'll get kind of close before I realize like what's in front of her, and I'll just be like, I'll be taken like, oh, what? Oh my!
that's good news, Raymond. It means that you are on the right path. Think you're, embrace the adventurer within you. You are.
That's right. That's right.
It's a.
I will then try to. I don't have any weapons or anything on me. Can I take my backpack and kind of try to knock it down with my backpack so that it's not bothering Alaska?
Yeah, if you want to.
I'm gonna try that because I think that I don't want it to assault Alaska because she's just trying to get warm and everything. So I think I'm just going to. I'm not gonna. Would that be a brawn and fight, or with maybe a brawn and force?
I mean, it's to be clear, it's dead. It's not like an undead, or it's not moving. It's
it is. It's dead. Oh, so it's not moving at all.
But
No, I just thought you'd be
I thought it was like a.
no, but I believe this is still the perfect, Raymond response.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's makes complete sense, the misunderstanding.
Yeah.
So basically, you smash this poor little Viking to the ground, and but Alaska, in the remains of this guy, there's actually what looked like a mace, probably, so something that you could use to light a fire, to make a torch or something, if you want to try.
Okay.
Good find, Professor.
Absolutely. I mean, I would have liked to have studied these remains first, but of course, I was more concerned about your safety more than anything else. So
good job, Professor.
You-
It seems like
thank you.
I didn't
you,
realize I didn't know you saw that in there. I thought that you were. I didn't know why you were hitting it, and now I understand. Amazing. All right. Well, let's make a torch out of this.
So who wants to light the torch? Who do you think is the best suited
That
to
feels
light
like a
the torch?
trap.
May
Oh.
I?
Oh, absolutely, Jason.
Please.
By all means.
Please, Jason.
We'll see.
I light the torch. At the best of my abilities. Who wants to get killed? Jason, of course. He's probably already cursed. Oh.
What are you going to roll?
To try to turn this old maze into something that resembles
Survival.
torch.
Possible. Survival.
Yeah, survival,
I
yeah.
just roll survival. And I have 2 basic success. And I reroll my last dice. And I have
Rico, I have a question.
2 basic success. With 1 basic success.
Yes.
I have a torch lighter that grants help. What is help?
Help is basically, it depends on the situation. Most of the time is 1 additional die, and sometimes it can mean an automatic success. Like if we weren't in an icy cave, I would say you have a lighter, you have an automatic success. And in other cases, it can be like the prerequisite to do something. Like if you want to make a camp here in an icy mountain, you would require something to light a proper fire. So it will not grant you the +1, but you need that to perform the action. So it depends on the situation, but basically it's +1 in most cases. But Jason apparently didn't need a lighter. So with his basic success,
technology.
and I don't know how familiar, Emily, you are with the director's cut, but basically what's going on is I will always say that you succeed. That's the whole point of the game. So, and you would only realize if you have succeeded or failed, by keep playing. So everything for me, it's okay, you do it. And that's kind of the spirit of the game. So, of course, with the basic success, Jason lights the torch.
Was for sure the needed success. I am sure of it. So I have my beautiful torch. Okay,
And
please
you
follow
finally
me.
torch, you can see that there is this kind of you actually start to feel a little bit warmer now that you are near to this torch, and you see that this kind of hallway, kind of tunnel, keeps going inside the mountain. But Raymond, you notice immediately that moving on, the ice leaves space to some, carved stones. It means that people have been here. So it's kind of turning into a man-made structure as you
Okay.
go.
Yeah, as we walk, I'm gonna like kind of study the walls a little bit. Definitely take notice of the things. Is there anything in particular that I noticed with the carvings or anything along the walls?
Nothing special, but it definitely made by someone in the year 1000 or so. So it checks out with the with what you're looking for.
Watch out, Professor. Don't touch anything. Everything could be a little trap in here. Just
As he's saying that, as I'm like touching the wall,
no, please,
the
not
carvings, and I'm just gonna like jerk my hand back really quickly and like I of course, Jason, that's sound advice. Of course, I wouldn't put us at risk, of course.
Do you believe it's your first adventure, Raymond?
Yeah, I think it's probably one of my first couple, at least. It's like still, I'm still kind of nervous about I'm definitely more comfortable in like a lab or a study reading books than I am out in the adventuring in the wild. But I try to play it off like I know what I'm doing. So
don't we all do?
Right.
So, Jason, as you move towards hopefully the end of this tunnel, your torch lights what looks like a statue that's, I would say, 20 meters from you or something. I don't know how much that is.
A lot of feet. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't translate it.
I don't know. I want to say 60, but I'm really not sure.
Pretty close. It's pretty close.
I really don't know.
Okay, sorry. I mean, you are the professor.
I know the metric system.
Yeah.
So sorry, guys. So please, 20, 30 meters from you, there is what looks like a statue made of stone. And it's this statue immediately recognizable because it's holding a spear. So as you know, Raymond, this is possibly 65 feet. Okay, pretty close. Possibly a statue of the All Father Odin. So the god that Eric the Red would worship. And there is this statue. It's completely made of stone, except for the spear that it holds in his hand, made of solid gold, and for an eye patch, because as you know, Odin only had one eye, and there is an eye patch on its right eye, and this eye patch is also made of gold, solid gold. So stone statue, gold spear, gold eye patch. And
that's interesting.
There's something inscripted on its eye patch, but you can't quite see. Maybe you have to come a little closer.
Oh, I realize, Raymond, that I made a mistake on top of the mountain. However, don't you think that this coin that you have looks like an eye with a translucent middle? And the saying was, about returning. Perhaps we need to return the eye to the statue. But that's your choice. I don't want to be leading us down the wrong path again.
I'm very hesitant. I kind of listen to what Alaska says, but based on what happened previously, I'm very doubtful as to whether or not that's. I'll give her a little bit of credit for it, but I'm thinking, Alaska, we need to kind of maybe study this a little bit more before we start trying to put this key into other places that it might not belong.
Of course. What was I thinking? My bad. What are you going to do to study all this?
Well, Jason, you were going to say?
I want to go closer to the statue, but I use the torch because I guide the group to see the passage is safe from what I can see from where we are to the statue that is 65 feet away. So I check very carefully.
As you move your torch towards the end of this tunnel, towards the statue, what you see, it's set on the ground between you and the statue of Odin. There is a number of tiles of different colors.
That's not good.
Oh, that's not good at all.
Yeah, like 6 by 30, something like that, and I'm sure there is no correct order to to touch those tiles. They are all the same, probably.
But do they have any inscriptions on them, or do they?
There's an inscription, but there are different colors. So there's kind of green and blue and red and yellow and white. They're all. It's also difficult to notice the different hue because it's been 1,000 years, but it's there.
That's a trap.
I
Finally,
Absolutely a trap.
something in my life. It's this. This is a trap. I don't know what kind of trap. I don't know the pass. I don't know what it activates, but this is a trap.
Let me see if I have anything in my notes about this trap. Let me see. I'm gonna rummage through my backpack or anything, and nope, that's not. Nope.
Sorry, I am looking at Emily, and I immediately Alaska is thinking red. Red is a good color. I think it might be red. that's what I'm seeing.
My favorite color.
I mean,
I actually want to ask. So I know that I've made a lot of suggestions today, but can we see through the eye to see the correct path? Or the coin? Like if we put the light behind it?
Let's take a look, and then I'll hold it up so that I have a feeling that like we're all kind of like leaning in. I hold up the coin, and Jason kind of leans in with the torch, and we all kind of look through the middle of the coin just a little bit, just to see if maybe Alaska's suggestion is correct or not.
And you notice, in fact, that as you light the key of Odin, this kind of stone becomes more and more translucent, and you can actually see through it like it was glass. And who is the one who's looking into? Because you got to be really close to actually see. So I would say, I think it's Alaska at this point.
I feel like I'm starting to lean in to like look into it, and Alaska just kind of puts her head in between. Like, here comes Alaska.
I just want to look really quick. Sorry.
That's going to be a weird question, Emily. With what eye do you look into the?
My right eye. Wait, which
Your
eye?
right eye.
Okay, I think she would just automatically do the right eye.
Okay. So you look into the key of Odin, and you see kind of the light channeling down into this key, and immediately everything turns gray, and you can only see one color that creates a pattern through these tiles. So it's not a real color. It's not like all the red or all the green, but seen through this glass, they kind of collide. You can find a pattern towards them.
I need you all to just follow me. And we're just gonna do like this little shuffle move through the pattern, maybe? With the light and Raymond holding it and Alaska guiding the way.
You move all three after Alaska, so I suppose one step for Alaska and one for...
If they're happy with it.
Yes, of course.
They don't look happy.
I have the light, so I try to stay closer to her.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure about this decision, but I feel like they're moving on. Like, I'm holding it out and they're moving on, so I feel like I have to go with them because like they're, Alaska's leading the way and Jason's got the light, and like I'm just gonna be left behind if I don't. So I'm just like reluctantly like getting dragged along this path that they're going.
That's already a codependent kind of situation. You need them, they need you.
Exactly.
So first it's Alaska, then it's Raymond, and then it's Jason following with the torch.
Yes, I'm pushing Raymond, of course.
Yeah, so it's...
Come on, Professor. The captain is right on this one. I feel it.
First step.
Oh, no.
You push your feet on the first tile, second feet, and nothing happens.
That's a good sign.
Okay. All right.
Then there's one step to the right, one foot, the other foot, and Raymond, Beck, and Jason following, and nothing happens.
Okay. I'm starting to get a little more, okay with this decision now.
2 steps forward. First step, second step. It's almost like you hear something trembling around, but it's probably your imagination. Am I right? No,
Yeah, I don't.
nothing happens. There's no trapdoor, no weird trap. And Professor, can you roll for no plus focus?
Yeah, I can. I feel like I'm going to learn something that I probably should have learned like a while ago.
A little bit too late.
I have two pairs, so 2 basic successes.
So do you remember when you were looking through your notes and you were looking for stuff and
Yeah, I was just trying to look for something.
Trying to look in, and now you noticed something that was on the back of your mind possibly, but it just slipped through. There was actually a portrait of Odin, the old father, and Eric the Red and all that stuff, on your notes. But actually, mythologically speaking, historically speaking, Odin's had a patch on the left eye, not on the right.
Guys, I don't Alaska, what eye did you look? Are you looking through this stone with, or what, this cube with?
With the utmost confidence, Alaska tells you, right eye.
And everything starts to flood immediately. Water from all the sides of this tunnel. The tunnel's closed from the way you were coming, and everything starts to fill with water.
Run! Let's get across this before.
Yes. I'm running. The exact moment I hear the water flooding, I'm run towards the statue and I call the others, come on, follow me.
You run as the freezing water is starting, to reach your belly button, and you try to drag yourself through this water that is pumping from every side of the tunnel. And you finally reach the statue, and on the back of the statue and all around you, there is solid stone. There's no way out, apparently.
All right. But the statue's there, and it still has the
there.
gold,
Yeah,
gold spear, gold eye patch. And the eye patch is on what eye?
On the right eye. So it's the wrong eye.
It's the wrong eye. Okay. Can I read the inscription that's on the eye patch if I climb up onto the statue?
It's the name of Odin. It's the same one that was on
as a. Okay.
In the meantime, I'm just shouting him, whatever you're doing, Professor, please do it fast. We are going to die here if you don't do something.
And also, on that moment, the torch just, goes down and you are in complete darkness. Because
that's on me. Sorry. That's my fault.
A basic success was not enough.
Okay, that's on me. But I've been through worse. Remember, Professor, what was written on the inscription. Remember, please.
There's also suggestion from the chat. We are at this point that you're trying to save our life.
Seth Woolryan in the chat says, move the eye patch. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reach over. I'm going to try to feel, since it's in the dark, I'm going to feel where the eye patch is, and I'm going to move it over to the correct eye just to see if that does anything.
Just for the sake of it, I will ask you for a roll in I would say nerves and dexterity, or nerves and fix, or something like that. Because I believe it's dark, you're floating. I want to see if you can.
Sure. Nerves. So that's 2.
That's the moment when he loses the eye patch in the freezing water, right? That's the exact moment in the story when the eye patch fell into the freezing water.
Let's see here. That's one success. That's a basic success. Do I want to? I've got a 1 in 6 chance to improve on that. Do I want to do it? Let's see if the chat says I should do it. We'll let them say. Yeah, Matt says, and that's when everyone drowned. Let's see what the chat says. I think a 1 in 6 chance is I think I've got to do it. I think I have to do it because
It's
Up to
time.
you.
no, I did not do it. Seth says always reroll. I did not improve upon it, so
0. So basically what happened is that you are trying in the dark to kind of, move this eye patch, but we can imagine it's frozen, it's, rusty and all that kind of stuff. It's been 1,000 years. So you move it, and of course it falls into the water, and you are in pitch black trying to, get this eye patch before it's too late. So I will ask you all to make a reaction roll for brawn and endure, because the water is starting to rise. So that's a critical, dangerous roll of brawn plus endure. While
only 4
Raymond
dice.
is putting into the water for this second eye patch.
I've got a basic.
A basic, so it's great loss for you, Alaska. You're basically drawn down by the icy water.
4 of a kind.
Success for Jason, and 3 of a kind. I would say, Jason, that you can manage if you want to take the eye patch.
Yes, I
so
try to help, if possible, to help Alaska and to grab the eye patch. Like if she's being thrown away by the tides, I grab her, and while I drag her near the statue, that is, I think, the only fix things inside all these raging waters, I also put my feet on something, and it's the eye patch. On what eyes should this go, Professor? It's very dark, so I'm just trying to touch the head of the statue.
Put it on the left side, Jason. The left side.
Left side's okay. I try.
Yes, but don't need to roll, Raymond. As soon as Jason puts it back on the statue, you can turn it on the right eye. You can just put it in position, as you are the one, closer, and the one who knows what he's doing. And immediately, as you put the eye patch on the statue, something drains the water away, and you just fall on the ground, soaked wet for the second time today. And the wall lifts from the back of the, on the back of the statue, and show you a way out, actually a way inside the mountain. First left. That's a good one.
I am going to be honest with you
That
all.
left, not the other left. Sorry.
I did not expect that to happen.
I'm picturing
As soon as I
us
saw that path,
still like this, like, guys.
that didn't go so well.
No, it could have gone much better. Could have gone much better.
But yeah, you're free to go. It seems that you have passed the test.
So is there a pathway on the tiles that's still intact? Okay.
Yeah, you can, follow on the back of the statue as this wall of stone lifts, and you can just, proceed.
Okay.
No way back. So the only way is forward.
Yeah, there's actually
Are
they're
we-
asking if there's a condition for being, freezing, and there's actually there will be in the final book. We are not using that in the quick start, but yeah, there definitely will be for a situation like this.
Interesting.
So you proceed down this path, and luckily for you, as you proceed, you find that there is some light that's coming from the other side of the tunnel. Not only there is light coming, but there are also some warmth. At the point that you proceed, and you don't need your jackets anymore, your winter clothes, because it's getting hotter and hotter inside the mountain.
Okay.
Okay.
And you keep walking down this tunnel until you reach I'm missing the word, but it's like, I would say it's a chasm. I don't know.
Like a chasm?
Chasm.
Yeah.
Yeah, chasm. Thank you. It's so like this big opening inside the mountain. It's like the mountain is the belly of a volcano or something like that. So there is this big
Ooh.
made entirely of ice in front of you, and you immediately feel very, very small in front of this huge, hole into the mountain. Up, you can see there is kind of an opening,
Very, very fun.
unreachable for you, and there is some light coming through. So that's where the lights come from, and it's kind of bouncing around the ice, so creating this kind of magical atmosphere. And down from where you are, there is this kind of warm air that flows. Maybe there is some lava on the bottom of this mountain, or maybe there is some hot gas or hot water, an hot spring or something like that. But what really is extremely weird for you, and I would say especially for Alaska, since she's a seasoned travel and she's traveled a lot in an airplane, but also a lot with ships, I believe, is that in this mountain, there is a huge ship, like a wooden vessel, a Viking tracker of just giant, ship, totally historically inaccurate, big ship. And it's trapped inside this hole in the mountain. So basically there is the one side of the ship, as you can see from this drawing, is it's hanging from an ice wall, and the other side is just blocked in ice as well, and the rest of the ship is just in nothing. It's suspended in the air. And it doesn't look very stable, to be honest.
No.
Imagine, basically, we have two stone walls like this, and then ice. There is this huge tracker, Viking tracker. So yeah, that's possibly what you were looking for. It says in the history book, and this, unlike the tracker, this is historically accurate, that Eric the Red traveled to Greenland and discovered Greenland with something like 24 ships, but only 13 of this ship also returned home, and the other ship, we don't know what happened to them, and one of them is, of course, hanging from an icy mountain.
Here, in front of us.
Wow.
Oh, Professor, this is something you would never see behind a desk.
Mm. Yes, very true, Alaska.
What do we do now? I've traveled a lot, but this is a little bit out of my area of expertise.
I guess we still have to do what we come here to do. We need to retrieve the treasure of Eric the Red. And I'm afraid, Professor, that the treasure of Eric the Red was buried there.
You think it's in that ship?
Nobody builds these mass traps to hide nothing, and since the pathway ends here, I think that's our next step. I mean, that's a pretty huge Viking ship, am I right?
It's quite the size. Yes, I would concur with that.
It looks a little precarious, like it might fall. We can't walk on that.
Let me tell you something. I've been through wars. I'm sure of it. We can just be very, very fast, and I'm sure we can pop on the ship and come back in no time.
I feel like the
rope.
Sorry. The catchphrase for Raymond and Alaska are pretty spot on of the situation right now. I think you're both very well in your catchphrases.
Yeah, my catchphrase is there must be another way, and I'm thinking there must be another way to get this treasure, because I'm not a fan of getting on some stuck ship that could fall at any moment. As much as I love heights, I'm sure I love heights. So don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm afraid of those or anything. I'm not afraid of heights. Totally not afraid of heights. I'm just thinking that maybe there should
not
be
like you
easier.
literally just fall from the only mountain you've been on top.
Yeah,
Professor, do you know of a way to maybe stabilize this? Buy us a little extra time to get the treasure out?
Well, let's take a look. And is there anything? Can I take a look at this situation to see if there's anything that we could prop up, like the ship, so that it's a little more steady?
That's unlikely because the ship is massive. We're talking
So
about
massive.
So it's like a little cargo ship.
Sure.
But it. I mean, it's there. It's been 1,000 years. I mean.
I'm gonna start doing some calculating in my head, and I'll just be like, I'll kind of scribble down my notes, like, well, the boat should weigh about this much. It's been here for this long. It's endured so many different natural disasters. Us walking on it shouldn't cause it to, shouldn't disturb it. If we're, not jumping up and down on the top of it, I think it should hold us no problem.
Do you want to roll for it?
Then.
No, please roll for
Alaska's
it.
Right about to
We are on the ship.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's another note situation where, like, it's not until we get on the ship that I'm like, I remember that wood rots, and like,
you forgot one comma, around, like,
exactly.
Yeah, could we do a roll? Maybe get some more information. Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
Can you do? Sorry.
Can we make like a check of some kind to see the safest way to deal with this?
Yep. I would think of fix or survival, but if you have any other idea of
I think that she would lean into fix. I'm just trying to choose which one should go with that. Should that be nerves, maybe? stay calm while figuring this out, or maybe focus?
Yes, I think it's the
It
most
will.
appropriate.
For me, it's the same. I know
Focus?
that nerves. For nerves, it's a bit strong, a stronger suit for you. It will only change the way I will describe your success or failure. So if you roll on nerves, it will probably be I don't know how to say I will be a little bit harder on the fail, but you can roll
Sure.
for nerves.
I think I'll go with focus. I had to look it up and remember what the nerves was, and so I think focus fits better. So I'll just roll 5. I rolled so good. Okay, I rolled 3 4s.
Oui. Okay.
Yeah, so
Sure.
it's a
Critical.
Don't forget, you can also, before you roll, you can always spend 1 luck to have 1 additional dice. So you always have that, and you have 2 luck. So 3 of a kind. You want what you are looking for, like the best way to come up, or if it's going to hold, or what's
I think
the best?
the best way to get on without it falling. Like, how's
Okay.
the safest way to get onto this?
Okay, so possibly there are, of course, the easiest way to jump on the ship is to climb on the ice, because the ship is a little bit higher than you. So climb on the ice and then on one side of the ship. But that for you is the the part where the ship touches the ice. It's the most delicate. So climbing for them would be troublesome for you. So the best idea would possibly be to have a rope or something to like climb on the middle of this of the ship, so you can distribute your weight better. And everyone who will attempt this will receive 1 additional dice as an help from Alaska's task.
Ideas.
Amazing. Okay. Does anybody have a rope? I think I have an idea.
I have a rope, of course. I love to climb, and I have some rope left. Not much, since we climbed up a mountain. But yeah, I do my fate calculation. Yes. I think I can throw the rope in the air and just try find a way to grab onto them. Maybe make a little pseudo grappling hook with the help of Alaska, of course, which seems to be more handy than me, hopefully. And yes, so I can try to be the first to make this rope bridge, I don't know how to call it, so we can arrive in the middle part of the ship. So our weight should be equally divided between the 2 points in the ice.
Fire.
I'm so glad you're here, Jason. Let's see it.
I know. It's I tried shoot. Just throw the rope. And I got 2 basic success. I reroll, of course.
It's amazing to me that still no one is questioning Alaska's choice. She's the real leader, the captain of the group.
3 of a kind.
She has a lot of ideas.
I'm following a lead.
Yeah, everything has gone so well with her leading the way.
It's like every trap she found along the way, she stepped on it, and then after that, you're like, yeah, you know what we should do? I think we should.
She's very convincing with her ideas. I don't know. I find it reassuring in a way.
She walks with confidence and people follow.
Sorry, Simone.
A basic and a critical success.
Basic and a critical. So you managed to, make this homemade grappling hook, and to just, fix it on the side of the ship. And now you have this kind of rope, and you can either, it kind of, I wouldn't call it a bridge. It's a rope. Let's face it. You can either, maybe you can use your basic success to
Assure
make a
them.
note somewhere to ensure this rope, so you have a nice, rope. And if you want, Jason, you can also, with your success, you can also climb on board, or you can stay back and help the others.
I'll stay back and help the others. Of course.
So for you first, Professor.
I'll go first.
Alaska.
I
You're
can
gonna
do
go
it.
first?
This was my
Alaska,
idea,
absolutely,
Professor.
absolutely.
Alaska,
Easiest, safest route.
By all
Maybe
means,
Alaska
The rope.
ladies first, however.
Absolutely.
It's
By
her
all
idea.
means.
If this thing falls, it should be her that falls. What about brawn plus dexterity?
I think that's dexterity. We mostly use it for hand stuff, for
Oh, okay.
Position.
Do you want to make a recommendation of what I could do?
It could be stunt. Stunt is.
I was
Let's do that.
I was thinking stunt.
Physical,
All right. We have one basic success. I think I'm gonna risk it.
It's time.
I think
It
that
is.
feels very Alaska to risk it. And it was worth. I got another 2 3s. So so it's 4 of a kind.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, 4 of a kind.
4 of a kind.
So you have no problem. You're like jumping on the rope, like you are, an acrobat or something.
Amazing.
I mean, you're not afraid of heights, being an aviator of some sort. So it's you are used to, repair your plane as you fly or something like that, I believe. So you manage to jump on the ship very confidently. So you hear from the other side of a ship, like the feet of Alaska that's on the bridge. Nothing moves. The ship is perfectly still, and you can see Alaska. You can confidently stomp on this 1,000-year-old ship and show the other that everything is good.
It's good. Come on down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
your turn, Professor.
Jason, do you want to go? Do you?
I can go before you, but now there will be no one to be here for your safety.
Yeah. But what? And I just kind of like look down.
Don't.
And I'm like, there must be another way to get on the ship. Are we sure that this is the best way?
I think it's working.
And I'll grab a hold of reluctantly hold onto the rope, and then I will try to make my way across.
I
think I'm going to use
one less die because you are afraid of heights.
Yeah.
And also, now that Alaska is on board, there's the chances that this ship will fall are drastically, increasing.
Amazing.
Oh, I got 0-0 on that first roll, so I'm just gonna re-roll it because I have nothing left to.
You cannot re-roll at 0 if you don't.
I can't re-roll at 0. Okay, no, so I didn't. I didn't. I've got 4 different sides on those 4 dice, so I totally.
So you're just falling?
I'm like. I feel like I'm like going really slow, and maybe Jason just kind of like pushes me a little bit or something, like to make me speed up, and I don't know if that's helpful at all.
I would say that very, 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 very slowly you start to climb until at some point you kind of freeze, and you can go up, you can go down, and they're kind of, Jason is pushing you, trying to, but he can't reach you. And call it, a little bit of misfortune, but as you are as you cling and put all your strength into this rope, you hear, and especially you, Alaska, on top of the ship, you hear something that it's moving, it's cracking, like the ship is slowly shifting. And I will roll a dice, a d6, and I will use our bullet dice because it's cool. 3. My favorite. Okay. So what happens is
when the GM says my favorite, that's never a good
No,
sign.
that's not the player's favorite.
page
My heart
65, page 65 of the quick start, number 3 of the list. So for the guys listening, so they can maybe check it out. So what happens is that Alaska, at a certain point, you feel your heart coming up your throat as the ship slides down. Like if it's possible, like the weight of Raymond pushing has kind of made the whole ship, slide down. We are talking 100 meters down into this chasm. So it's basically, Jason, you are just dragged by the rope on the ship that's now under you, and you both and Jason and Raymond kind of smash yourself on the bridge of this beautiful ship. So please roll, all 3 of you, for nerves and cool to see how you handle this. And then the ship suddenly stops. It's like sliding like this.
Rico, may I use a luck to increase my chances?
Yeah, I think you should.
It's time.
All right, I have 2 basics.
Professor, you are extremely lucky today. Just 2?
Yes. Me too.
I
Just
have 2
one
basics.
basic.
2 basics. So that's
yeah.
1 great loss for Alaska because you needed a 3 of a kind for this. But you're pretty good. Let me know when you reach 8, when you reach the bed box.
I'm so close.
I made it, but I wonder why. So Jason, you are 2 great loss for you. You don't want to re-roll it.
No, I already rerolled it.
You're the devil, so you already re-rolled it. Okay. 2 great loss for you. Basically, the ship at a certain point stops, and you keep floating for like a moment, and you feel free, especially you, Raymond, and then gravity follows, and brings you back on the ship. And Raymond keeps his cool perfectly. Like, this is still better than being on the rope. It's an improvement.
Oh, absolutely.
And one of you may notice that now that the ship has kind of slide down, your entrance is like 100 meters on top of you, the way you came from. But that's a fault for later. You're probably gonna die here anyway. So.
Okay, I was actually still on the rope because I was behind the professor. So let's say I finished climbing the rope. I was going down, now I'm going up. Okay, that's perfectly normal. And okay, now the 3 of us are on top of
the bridge of
the
this
bridge.
huge ship.
Okay, now we need to be extremely careful where a Viking explorer / hero would keep a treasure inside a ship. That's a question for both of you, since you are a professor.
Jason?
And you are... Yes?
Don't we need to get off the ship before we die?
We need the treasure! It's not important!
Oh,
I need
My
this
bad.
mission to go well. You know this, Alaska. It's my last chance.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. Let's just do the job. Raymond, are you okay?
He's dead inside. He's no longer with us.
He doesn't look happy.
I'm just like frozen, like that. I can't believe that I still survived that fall. But I take a minute. I'm like, I come to you. I'm like, yeah, yeah, we're good. We're good. Let's find this treasure.
I think we should have one person stay in the middle, and then the two other people go to the other sides. Let's still keep the weight balanced as much as possible. If all of us go to one side, it might fall.
Okay. I keep thinking that she has wonderful ideas. I don't know why, but we need to be clear on where we are going to search.
There is a lesson for everyone listening. This is the power of talking first. If you talk first in your life, you can achieve anything. You only need confidence and quickness. You know, you can act fast and act confident, and that's all it takes. So there's a lesson from Alaska today.
I know that Alaska's, like you said, she's given us some advice that hasn't gone terrific so far. But what she says makes sense in this situation. Perhaps we should split up and search the ship. It would be faster than all of us staying together. And then we can get off this ship as soon as possible.
That's the goal, for sure.
I guess the question is, who wants to go this way and who wants to go this way?
And who's going to stay in the middle?
I think that I'll stay in the middle.
Okay.
The professor knows how to read the history, and Jason, you have more experience exploring these kinds of things. You probably have the best chances of finding something, and I'm just going to try to not move and not ruin anything.
That's an idea. Thank you. Okay, now, Professor, very slowly, while Alaska stays in the middle, I will walk towards the end of, I don't know the name of the parts of the ship in English, I'm sorry, on the back of the ship, while you walk towards the front of the ship. If you need to stop for whatever reason, please shout so that I can stop too, and we keep things balanced.
We should go at the same space, like maybe just keep like one step at a time. Yes, let's do this.
Thank you.
I will ask you, since this is weird what you're doing, but I will ask both of you if you agree to do nerves and stealth. So because you're relying on your nerves as you have to, coordinate, but also I think it's kind of stealth because you got to be
nerves and stealth. Got it. Three of a kind.
I have a basic success with my 4 dice, and I can re-roll these 2 dice and make it a 3 of a kind, but I feel like I don't want to fail this at all. Because I feel like if I fail this, even if I go to 0, really bad things are going to happen. So I'm just going to keep it at my basic success because I don't think that's... Yeah, I think that some success is better than no success at all.
sometimes less is more. But it's still better than nothing. So you move carefully, one step on the left, one step on the right, and you kind of, I would say, Jason, since you had the highest score, you are moving to the back of the ship. So at a certain point, you don't find anything, Raymond, and even you, Alaska, looking around, there's really anything in this ship. It's like it was emptied before being left there. But Jason, you find kind of some stairs, something that's some like yeah, I don't know how they're called, but not like stairs, but like stairs,
like a ladder, like a ladder.
Ladder.
Of course, why not? So that will bring you in the belly of the ship.
Okay, Professor, Alaska, I found a ladder, and I'm going down to see if there's something below the deck. I need the professor with me very carefully, because if I found something, Professor, you are the only one who can recognize what this treasure is.
All right. I'm going to slowly walk back through the middle, and I'm going to look at Alaska as I'm walking by, and I'm going to be
I'm gonna cross.
and I'm going to slowly, methodically walk all the way back down to this, over to where Jason is at this ladder, and slowly go down the ladder.
Okay. And you, Alaska, you are following them, or you're going on the opposite direction?
I'm going to the opposite side to try and balance it.
Okay. But now there's 2-1. So it's still.
But maybe Jason, maybe you should go back to where Alaska was, and Alaska can go where I was, and then that way the weight is distributed evenly.
No, I can go down while you come and walk.
Okay.
On the other side, so I will put myself at the center, even if I don't have any point of reference, but I can try really, really hard.
I love how this has become like a lesson on physics and gravity.
We are failing, probably.
Yeah.
So who's going down, Jason?
Yes, I'm going down first while Raymond comes. So
okay,
we are not together in the same spot near the edge of the ship.
And I would say, weirdly enough, the ship is making cracking sounds all around. It's rather old. It's not gonna hold for long, but you manage to go into this like second bridge, of the ship, and there's all full of dusty and icy crates and barrels and all that kind of stuff that you will find in the on the belly of a ship. But both of you manage to to climb down from the ladder. And there's no problem. I mean, you see Alaska, the little head of Raymond Suri, going down to this ladder and disappearing under the bridge.
Okay, so what's
Alaska's terrified.
And she's right to be. What's below deck?
Just a lot of barrels, a lot of crates full of ice, covered in ice and covered in dust, and your average cargo from a Viking ship year 1000.
I need to do it. I try to open one of the crates just to look inside. The one who seems less covered in ice. Just to.
I'm gonna start to say something to Jason, like maybe we shouldn't do that, and then like you've already started, like there's just like Is there anything in the...
Roll for it, Jason.
3 of a kind. I don't risk it.
You
Just-
open the crate.
Yes, I use my knife. Yes.
You hear the worst kind of this horrific noise of cracking all around the ship, and the ice breaking, and you open the crate, and inside the crate there is some fish, frozen fish.
I close the crate. Okay. Just fish. Professor. So I think the treasure is not in here. We need to keep searching.
Okay. And I'll slowly walk past Jason and try to look around. Do I notice anything out of the ordinary besides these crates?
Make a roll for detect. And Alaska is there, like
Just hearing the sound.
Would my archaeology come into effect where I gain a free roll for all rolls that deal with archaeology, dead languages, or ancient civilizations? No.
Nope.
Okay.
Not
I'm gonna. I have a pair. I'm gonna just try to improve upon it, and I do have 3 of a kind.
Okay, that's cool. So you move around down the ship, and then at a certain point, you are looking around through these crates, and you hear you hear your steps going, and you hear there's something empty, under one of these. I don't know.
That's the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to get down on the floor and just kind of knock on it a little bit to see if it's not just something I was hearing from, kind of knock on the floor just to make sure that it's definitely what I heard.
You knock on different, floor tiles, and there's definitely an empty space under some of them. So you're like, pom, 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 and you hear this noise. And Alaska, this is happening right beneath you. So you hear from...
Hey, Raymond! Raymond!
Yeah, yes.
How about you be a little more careful? Just a little. Thank you.
I'm okay. I'm just checking something out. I think I've found something here. I'm gonna have to have Jason come over and pry this open for me.
I'm gonna go to the other side of the ship then.
All right, thank you. Jason, can you come here for a moment?
Of course. Then be careful.
Can you make me...
Yeah.
Emily, can you make me a roll for crime and stealth to see if you can move as Jason come?
All right, crime and stealth. That's only 3 dice. Let's see what happens here. It's a 1 pair. Basic.
Not enough.
Not enough. That's fine. This was the most I could possibly ask for. 3 dice.
Yes.
Oh, 4. That's even better than 3.
Oh no!
Don't say that, Rico.
No, it's fine. It's all good. So Alaska, you are walking slowly, as low as you can, and Jason is coming. It's probably coming a little bit faster than you should, considering that you're all on the same side of the ship.
It's my fault.
And what happens is that at a certain point, one of the wooden, tiles beneath you kind of cracks open, and Alaska, you find yourself trapped from the waist down. And so, Jason, you just receive a kick from Alaska.
Right. Or to the
Because-
side.
But and you hear, of course, Raymond, you hear this cracking noise like scrank, and Alaska is floating, her legs are, dangling from your ceiling. There is a moment of silence. The ship kind of starts to, rock a little bit, and the whole ship turns upside down. So you feel the tension, Alaska. And the cool thing is that Jason and Doug, you get immediately dragged to the ceiling. That's now is your flow. So there's that. And you got to roll for brawn plus stunt. Both of you, as you are smashed towards this the ceiling. But you, Alaska, this is extremely cool because you can finally see the bottom of this huge, huge void. So you see that's basically dark. There's basically nothing. Maybe there is some lava boiling, but you are just hanging from this tree of a kind. But Raymond, you are on fire tonight.
For me too.
So now, Jason and Raymond, you are basically
On the ceiling.
That's now it's your floor, and you have
I run towards Alaska just to grab her by the feet, just to be sure that she don't fall towards the death, and I try to bring her up inside now it's upside down.
So Alaska, I don't know. Do you want to roll this with an help from Jason, or do you want Jason to roll?
It's your choice.
I kind of want Jason to roll. And I actually have another question. Since I only got a basic success last time, how much grit did I lose?
Nothing, actually, because that was not a dangerous roll. It
Okay,
turns
cool.
up in a dangerous roll for death.
It was a roll that created your failure, created a danger for all of us. That's the idea.
Yay. Thank you.
Yay.
You're welcome. Okay. I'm going to let Jason roll this.
So you still got a basic, so it was not dangerous for you, but it was just dangerous for the other. So yay, that's a win. That's a dream. So Jason, force. Good old force.
It's mine. Right time. No, it's not my strongest suit.
Strength is not your
I'm all talk. No. No. Two of a kind. I will risk 3 dice.
All right.
To achieve a 3 of a kind and save Alaska for good. 3 of a kind.
Nice.
Oof. With the last dice, it was very.
So you drag Alaska from their feet. So you are
Hello.
finally, and now you are, of course, surrounded by smashed crates full of different, fishes and stuff.
Okay. Are you okay, Alaska? Are you alive?
I'm great. What can I do to help so that we can leave this ship?
Okay, I think Raymond found something that was like something below, but now this something is up. So we need an idea on how to access that point. I point the fingers towards the part of the now ceiling that was the pavement that Raymond was knocking to. We think it's like the secret compartment or something, and since there's nothing in there but like freeze fish, that could be the treasure room space in the ship.
Okay.
It's our last resort, but I don't know actually. I mean, I could do something, but I need to ask you. I could lift you or Raymond, and you could try to smash this or find if there is some way. For extreme measure, if you don't find a way, I got this, and I put my revolver, my dear old revolver. We could shoot it out. I don't think it's safe, but as an extreme measure, we could try to shut our way inside. But it's not safe. No,
I don't think that, Jason. I don't think shooting up the ship is probably the best way to go, since we just turned it upside down.
No, but it's a way to be sure that we. But let's try the other way first. Then we'll see.
Perfect. Yes. Let's try that. Oh.
So who's going?
So do. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's.
I'm going to leave someone.
Yeah.
Who wants the honor to try and open the thing without further destroying the ship?
I can do it. I have a pretty good fix or a decent dexterity if we want to try using those. But Raymond, did you want to try? I feel like I've taken a lot of the cool actions. And I want to give Raymond a chance to shine.
I feel like you've no. That's totally fine. I totally understand.
I trust
you. we haven't died yet.
Yeah, that's a win for sure.
I mean, that's a win.
We could have died multiple times.
Yes. So I feel
I'll
like
I'll
yes.
try. Could I do nerves plus dexterity?
Or fix as well.
Or fix? Perfect. I mean, I'll take a fix if that works. I would love to have a 6 dice.
Here comes Alaska.
I have 2 basics. Which I don't feel is good enough.
And so usually you are usually in the game you are looking more for criticals, but basic always comes with something positive,
So if I wanted to reroll, could I keep one of the basics and reroll 4 dice?
No. You have to
roll
2 basics, and you have to.
But you only lose one of the basics, so it's safe to reroll.
I'm gonna try it.
So
it's time.
Okay, let's risk it. I got a 3rd basic.
Yes, together 3 basic turns into 1 critical success. So
it's yes, amazing. I didn't know that. Okay.
Sorry, but just because the chat knows that, Jason, if you were Marcus, you were shoot down the entrance. We needed Marcus here, but I'll introduce you guys who can solve everything by shooting at it. He saved an hostage by shooting at him during a live stream. So it's but yeah, basically you manage to open one of these, you use one of your tools and try to force it, and you are you can remove those 2 tires and just push your head through this. Was actually the very bottom of the and now it's on the top, and you can see, and what your eyes see, it's a sea of gold. There is a lot of golden coins and goblets, crowns, jewelry. There's a fortune inside this ship.
What do you see? Ask. I'm still holding it.
We're going to need a bag. I'm just gonna start trying to reach my hand up and start scooping some of this stuff out.
So as you scoop down, there is, I'm sorry, but it's written in the shot, so I'm sorry that you said that. As you scoop down, you can see, guys, this huge mountain of gold that she's kind of, you can see from below. She's just taking all this money, and you can see one single coin that, kind of falls on Jason's shoulders and then on the ground and then starts rolling through all the ship and then hits the other side of the ship. 3. It's 3 times that I rolled 3 or 4. Okay, so all the ship kind of slides on the left. And what happens is that you are all, of course, you are smashed, you are thrown on the side of this ship. And all the barrels and all the stuff and all the treasure, because now the floor is kind of, it just smashes under the pressure of the treasure. So all this gold and, coins, goblets, chests full of all kind of riches kind of fall into you. So that's pretty ironic, you come for the treasure and now you die because of the treasure. The irony of an adventurer's life.
Hilarious.
So as you fall on Jason and as the treasure fall on you, Alaska, can you all please make one roll for crime and awareness to dodge everything that's falling onto you? That wasn't a lucky roll, I'm afraid.
I'm going to use a luck because I only have 4 dice.
Yeah. Last luck. Jason, you have a feat if you want.
That was close, and I'm gonna use it. 1 basic success.
So 2 great loss for you, Jason, and for Alaska, it's still 0.
I have 1 basic success.
That's 2 great loss for you.
Okay, if I did my math correctly, I am 1. The next one will be a bad. The next grit I lose will be bad.
Until it's bad, it's still fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you lose grit, it doesn't mean that you get hurt or something. That means that you avoid dying because of luck or because of your perseverance, or in your case, I believe, for attitude, because Alaska refuses to die. So
yes, that's
good news. You find the treasure. Bad news. Now the ship is on the left side, and all the treasure is all around you. But among all these riches, that it seems unlikely now that you were able to take with you, Raymond, you notice something weird. And that something is what you came here for, sent by Professor Willock. And that something is a disc like this measure. And it's, you're a professor, so it's a cipher. And this cipher that's among the riches, it's you can grab it if you want, has the symbol, the emblem of this kind of what looks like a trident.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to grab that, and definitely I'm going to kind of quickly look it over and stuff it in my backpack and kind of pack some other some of my maps and stuff around it so it doesn't get damaged.
There's also, an inscription on this, but you can, since I believe it's been already 2 hours, I will not ask you for a roll, but I can say this. This is an inscription in Greek that it's actually very famous, and it basically means the island of Atlantis, and it's a Greek, emblem that it's pretty notorious. So I imagine a professor would see that. So maybe that's what Wheelock was actually looking for. That's what you came here for. Now the problem is if you will manage, to get back to the professor in one piece.
For sure.
So I will start from since you are under. So basically, now you are on the side of the ship. There's all kind of gold and fishes all around you. The ship is full of holes. You can see from some of the holes the pieces of ship and the treasure that is slowly, sliding down into this eternal void of nothingness. And you see that it's getting pretty hot from down there. So whatever there is down there, you probably better up here.
Yeah, so since I saw the professor took the
cipher.
So now that we have what we came for, I think it's time to leave right now. So I propose to abandon all kinds of caution and just run for our life. And I propose it by start running up. Whatever, I don't know. The ship is rotating too much time. I don't know where I am, but I'm going up, hoping to exit from the beneath the hull and to find some way to probably use our climbing gear to grab something to the icy walls or find something outside. But first thing I think is go outside and see the upper part of this cavern, so to have a chance to save. So I'm running towards the highest part of.
So I'm going to need a plan. Since it's getting late, I will give you one last action, all of you, a plan to get out of here. So
I want to shoot something, so I would like to run towards the highest part, shoot my way out, jump, and use my pickaxe to grab the wall. But I don't know what the others will do.
In fact, I like that Jason's plan doesn't keep in consideration the lives of anybody.
No, it just himself. That's great.
But I think it's unfortunate for the others.
He's an extremely reluctant hero.
Yes. But I'm not doing. I'm proposing.
Oh, amazing. Okay. What's your plan, Raymond?
I'm trying to think. I think we just need to climb up to the top and then just jump off and try to climb up the walls as fast as we can. I would just need to get off this ship and onto the wall. That's however we do that, I'm good with.
I like that in this story, this is not a story about adventure or treasure. This is a story about personal growth. And we have come at the point that Alaska is asking, what's your plan? What do you like to do?
Yeah. Exactly. I'm kind of shocked at this point that Alaska's asking me instead of her coming up with something just on the fly. What do you have? Alaska? What do you have on you? What do you have on you right now?
She reaches in her pocket and pulls out a torch lighter. So she's a lighter in one hand and then a pistol in the other.
I don't think any of that is going to help us. That's great.
I had a rope, but we used it to come over here, so I don't have it anymore.
I think what I'm going to do.
There is one weird suggestion from the chat. I don't know. That's a very Alaska suggestion from the chat.
Yes, I want a lot.
Oh my goodness. I was going to literally ask if there's like a ledge below us that we could like use the sail to parachute down to the ledge below us, maybe. But I don't know how much time we have to like pull a sail down.
The sail are actually on now. The ship is like this, so you are actually on the same level.
We can. I can just run on the Albero Maestro. I don't know how it's called.
Tree. It's called the tree of
tree. I think in Italian it's master tree. It's translated like master tree. I don't know in English those parts.
No, it's on a ship where you have the sails. How is it called? It's a tree.
Oh, the mast.
Mast. Yeah,
like a mast. Yeah.
Mast. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying.
We call it a tree, a master tree for some reason.
I don't know.
I like that more.
Yeah. It works.
So we can just run on the mast and grab the sail. Why not?
Oh, I like how Jason, like all of a sudden we come up with this great idea to use a parachute, and Jason's abandoned his shooting up everything and like saving himself.
A lot cooler than shooting your way out.
Yeah,
Jason is always going for the cooler things.
I would say, but
oh my goodness. Okay,
you guys a last moment of greatness. I would say, Jason and Alaska, the moment you go out of the ship and you see the sails, it's going to take too much time to untie all the, ties of the sails.
But we can shoot it and just free the sail by shooting at it. That's the right
you
thing.
Could, absolutely. I think that's perfect.
I'm doing it. I'm not.
Let's go.
About
I have a pistol. Let's do this. We're shooting the sail off the mast.
Pew, pew. That's the answer.
We're all gonna die.
So,
Rico looks like. So you guys just wanted to lose? I don't understand.
No, it's so you shoot. Both of you shoot. Just shoot. Let's see who shoots best. I would say at this point. I like Doug's face because I'm picturing they are already shooting at the sails. Doug, you want to do a hot balloon? What? Like, I'm pretty sure that's not how physics works. One basic, and Jason?
One basic for me too. With 6 die and a 3-year-old.
So are we going to call this a tie, or someone wants to risk it?
I already risked it with my 3-year-old, and I just got one basic.
Alaska, do you want to risk it?
I had 2 basics, and then I risked it to try and get a critical, and so I lost one of my basics.
It's going to be a tie. So we're not going to have a winner in this shooting contest. So you jump off the ship, shoot at this sail that starts to blow up with all this hot air, and you have one final moment in which you can all 3 together. Raymond, you have to grab it together, otherwise it will fall on one side, but you have to do it on the same exact moment.
Let's
roll for this one last time. I would say nerves.
Yes.
Because it feels like nerves, like waiting for. And then I don't know what's the right skill for this.
For me, it's nerves plus awareness to be sure that we are on the same time together.
Okay, perfect. Let's do it.
I feel like I guess that's probably what I'm gonna have to do.
You can use your luck, Raymond.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'll use my luck, so then that way. Okay. Or
you also have watch and learn.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking maybe I'll save my luck, and then if I fail, then I'll just repeat whatever one of them does that succeeds.
Provided that succeed. Okay.
I'm not very good at shooting, but jumping is my 4 of a kind for me. So an extreme success.
Hey, Raymond, what's going on?
I rolled nothing. All 4 dice came up different. So
Don't
I'm
worry.
going to actually use my luck to use the watch and learn. And it says after an ally passes an action roll, spend 1 luck to succeed in the same roll. So I'm going to copy what Jason did.
Amazing.
And there goes my luck.
For the professor, like, just do what Jason does, Raymond. Don't look down and do what Jason does. And for you, Emily?
I got 1 basic. So I haven't decided if I'm re-rolling or not. I think I probably have to re-roll. This seems pretty risky.
How many dice are you re-rolling?
3.
Oh, okay.
3.
Has anybody... Okay, so Seth asks, has anyone used their spotlights?
Not yet.
Do you want to talk about spotlights, Rico?
So spotlights are basically these. You have this special resource that will grant you an automatic extreme success. So you can use a spotlight when you want to succeed, no matter the odds. And after you use a spotlight, you flip a coin, and if you have tails, you can keep the spotlight. So you have not spent it at all. And if you have head, our leader skull, it means that you lose it, and you cannot use it until you kind of recover it.
Oh man, is this a moment to do a spotlight?
Could be.
I feel like there's no better time.
Okay, let's do it. Since I don't
So
have the special coin, did you want to? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, you want me to flip it?
Would you mind?
I'm extremely lucky, but you're not.
No.
Oh,
It's still, you lose it, but it still works. So you have the
Okay.
spotlight. It means that you can. This is going to be the last action for tonight, so you can describe the scene whatever you want. So Raymond,
Here, let's give.
Okay.
Here we go. We're going to give M the total spotlight here.
Okay. All right. So we were running and jumping with the sail, and there is just this moment where she is leaping from the deck that Alaska realizes she is not going to make it. And so she braces herself and just like taps into that little bit of perseverance that lives close to her heart. And she sees both Raymond and Jason grab on perfectly, and she just stretches just that little bit extra to grab on. The whole thing swings a little bit before they finally stabilize out, and they start to rise.
I think she just left away the part in which she had to, throw the goblet or whatever she was trying to take with
Yes.
her. Like,
I did forget that. Sorry.
So the 3 of you hang on this hot air Viking sail balloon thing, and you are thrown up to the ceiling of the mountain, to this opening in the mountain. And as you climb up, you see the ship of Eric the Red, after 1,000 years stuck in the ice, is finally going down and being, destroyed by magma or whatever, together with all the treasures and mystery and everything else. But hey, at least you still got your life, you still got the cipher that will lead you to the city of Atlantis. And now that you finally, lift yourself through this opening in the mountain, you can see the sunset, this beautiful sunset on the mountains. And you see this kind of the Greenland, landscape. There's ice, but there's also green far from you. There is this magical moment in which you realize that first, you don't know how to land this thing, and second, you have left your winter clothes down in the cave. But that's a problem for your next shot. Thank you guys for playing with us. And thank you for bearing with us. So many terms I was missing in English for this shot. I was so...
No, it was great. You did a great job.
You did great.
And now send in the pterodactyls.
So, and thanks also to all of you, and thanks for the chat for solving,
taking part in the adventure as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for the chat, for joining us and giving some great suggestions, some great commentary in there. We appreciate it a lot. I'll mention again that if you are interested in checking out Outgunned Adventure, make sure to hit the link in the description of this video, and you can follow along. When is the launch date? It was the 29th, I believe, of May?
Yes.
29.
Nice. Very good. Very good. Now, are people going to be able to, are backers going to be able to get the existing Outgunned product line if they missed out on the first campaign, they want to get it all in one shot and get caught up on all the entire product line with this campaign?
Yes, of course. If there's someone who wants to grab the original books as well, they will have the chance to do it during the upcoming campaign.
Excellent. Yeah, I think let's close it out. I want to thank everyone again for joining us in the chat. If you're watching this after the fact and you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below. That helps, with the algorithm and having this come up for folks that are interested in this title for Two Little Mice. Also, if you'd love it, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already hit that subscribe, we'd love to have all sorts of designers, publishers on and focus and create content around all these amazing tabletop RPGs that are put out by some really fantastic people, and that two of those folks are right here on screen down below, and we're really excited of what the whole team at Two Little Mice are doing and all the products that they're creating, because it seems like you just got those creative gears going at full bore at this point, and you're just making some really cool stuff almost monthly at this point.
Yeah, we should have done something more last year. Memento Mori was supposed to come up last year, but we're doing a lot this year because actually this little guy here, these action flicks, we unlocked so many things last May for the first campaign that we were busy for 6 months writing all this stuff. So, but now we are back on schedule.
Excellent. If folks would like, now you will, the both of you, and I believe Daniela are going to be in the States for Gen Con later this year. So if folks would like to connect with you there, they should have a chance if they're watching this and they're going to Gen Con here later this year.
Yep, definitely.
Yes.
This is going to be our second time at Gen Con, and we will be happy, to meet all of you once again or for the first time, because the audience is, it's growing, and it's always. I think we should do more in the States next year, but we'll see.
So, and if folks would like to connect with you online, where should they go? I know you've got a very active Discord community. If that is that place you'd like to send folks?
The Discord server, it's the place where you can always find us, and also on Facebook there is a group called the 2LM Adventurers Club, and you can always find us here. Of course, the algorithm on Facebook is not that good, so you have to insist a little bit.
Excellent. And thanks so much for coming on. I know you were a last minute addition, but you were a first tier cast member this session. So thank you so much for coming on and joining us this afternoon. In fact, in the chat, someone was commenting that they thought that you were a voice actor of all things, which I thought was very kind. And
That's so nice.
Where if folks would like to get more Emily content in their lives, where would you like folks to go as well?
Yeah, you can either check out YouTube at Level 1 Geek, where I do a lot of actual plays, or you can follow me on Instagram, Anthrama Streams. I have been recently getting into game design, actually, for tabletop games. So I am kind of documenting my progress there, and also where you can find me when I am guesting on other people's streams.
Excellent. Well, that's going to do it for this session. Again, it was so awesome to have you all on. I'm going to tell folks to go check out the campaign page. And if you're excited and you're going to back Outgunned Adventure, let me know in the chat. And just, I'm sure Rico and Simone would love to see all the support coming their way later this month. And yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you again. Remember, winning shouldn't be the only victory condition when you get to the table. We'll see you next time. Bye now.